What's up, everyone? Welcome back. We have another just kind of flip through of a comic that I picked up recently. And this one is very fitting. It is Women's History Month. So we have Harley Quinn here. And in this issue, or collected issues rather, it's Harley Screws Up the DCU. So this was actually a really good read. Collects Multiversity, Harley Screws Up the DCU 1 through 6 here. And then some brief snippets of what to expect. The cover and back cover, I don't want to say it's misleading, but it doesn't quite dive as deeply as I had hoped into the content here, but it does still present as a fun read for Harley fans. But you'll notice notable things here as far as character history. This stuff doesn't happen in these issues, but it has a slipcover on here. As you can see here, some historical stuff, and then in the back. But let's take that off so you can get an idea of what this looks like without the slipcover, because I really like the alternate here. So very cool. And then the back as well. So the art style is really well done, in my opinion, here. And we'll just kind of skim through this so you get an idea of what to expect. And there is a content warning for younger readers. There is a little bit of mature content, nothing too awful, but again, that's up to your discretion or interpretation of that. I may be a poor judge. But there is some vulgar language and violence in this. But it gives a little bit of an origin story to Harley here. She gets a time machine, and with the time machine, she finds herself screwing up the DCU. And Starro, obviously the main antagonist or villain here, is who she's trying to overcome. And some really cool art here. But she'll go to significant moments in each character's origin stories. And keep in mind how I mentioned on that front cover, it doesn't dive deeply into every character's origin story. Only significant or more popular, I shouldn't say significant, all the characters have significance, obviously. The more popular or more known origin stories for the incoming readers to this. Likely due to the fact that they want something that's easy to comprehend, which makes sense. But there's some really funny stuff littered in here as well. I don't want to spoil everything for you. But for example, like we get to go to Krypton here and we get a little bit of the origin of Kal-El or the lack of here. But that's kind of what this is all about. The zany antics, the misfortune of Harley doing wrong, and even situations where she felt she was doing right, still doing wrong. You'll see that later on in this as well. A lot of comedy involved in her writing too. So if you're unfamiliar with the character, she's really funny. Stuff with Aquaman. These are some of the cover arts too for each of the individual issues, and then variant arts for them, which I like that's included. But we're seeing all kinds of backstories here, or origin stories for these highlighted characters for each of the issues. This, of course, being volume 4. And then the Aquaman story. It's, again, I don't want to dive into spoilers because that's the fun of reading this, but we go through from Aquaman, we see the Flash as far as the character. Then, of course, you all know which this one is going to be. We see some roots of Batman and their origin story, which, again, is really good as well. So I won't spoil too much. I don't want to spoil the ending here for you because it is a fun read. But I will get to some of the back parts here. And this is the variant covers, which amazing artwork, really fun stuff. So if you want to pick this up, this is likely available at your local comic book stores, and it retails for about $24.99. And in my opinion, it's worth it, but that is up to you to decide. I did pick up another Harley book as well, so that may be an upcoming future episode here soon. I do have to circle back and do the ones that I mentioned I was going to do, and that's the Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman. I just have been trying to figure out how I want to do those, if I want to do them each individually or all in one, and make a longer video out of it. Well, comment, let me know how you'd want to see that, if you want them individually done or a big video. This has been my latest pickup and flip through of content. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you want to see more comic book stuff and other gaming related things as well, you're in the right place. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.